Best Fight the Best Boxing, BFTB. So I want to talk about PEDs in boxing. You know, and actually not necessarily even the whole idea of PEDs in boxing. Just the excuse that fighters and fans will use when it fits them, you know, to either avoid or show some type of favoritism or leniency in a fight. You know, let's just make sure we make the comparison correctly. Okay, let's make sure we make the comparison correctly. So I'm going to start out with a legitimate comparison, and then we're gonna make sure that we keep those comparisons accurate. Deontay Wilder goes to fight his mandatory in Alexander Povetkin. Alexander Povetkin postpones his fight twice. He postpones it twice. You know, one time to fight Marius Wack, then the second time because he got a small cut in the Marius Wack fight, so he postponed it again. You know, in his attempt to get the fight in Russia, which he eventually ended up doing. And then he popped dirty for meldonium. And they said, oh, it was such a small amount. There was a huge hoopla about it being such a small amount. And then he popped hot for Osterin. And people act like that just never happened. Like the second dirty test, which ultimately caused the fight to be canceled and caused Povetkin to be removed from the WBC rankings. They act like that just never happened. Like the only thing that happened was the meldonium, the small trace amounts of meldonium that was in his system, and that's it. But now here we have Canelo. Oh, let's go back. So then we have Ortiz. You know, Ortiz, who popped hot, you know, for blood pressure medicine as a masking agent. No other PED was caught in the system. So if the blood pressure medicine was used as a masking agent, well, then it did its job. And then he was tested rigorously after that and was clean the entire time. Right? So then we have Canelo. Canelo, who has always tested clean, who then tested positive for clenbuterol and has consistently tested clean ever since. Then we have the outliers. You know, we have the Floyd Mayweather, who has tested clean his entire career. You know, and he took some IVs before the Manny Pacquiao fight. He had the IVs cleared. The testers that came to his house tested him before he took the IVs, then got tested after the IVs as their normal routine. And he got approval to take the IVs prior to even taking them. These are all facts. And then the other outlier is Errol Spence, who has never tested positive for anything ever, has rigorously done testing for the Olympics, and simply because these weirdos look at his chest, apparently he was on PEDs for the Kell Brook fight, and everybody was like talking about him on PEDs and blah blah blah. So we have all these examples, right? We have Deontay Wilder, who has been tested rigorously and is always tested clean. We have Floyd Mayweather, who's been tested rigorously and always tested clean. We have Errol Spence, who's been tested rigorously and always tested clean. Then we have Canelo, who tested once for clenbuterol. We have Ortiz, who tested positive prior to, but also who had a masking agent in his system. We have Povetkin, who popped dirty twice in a month, or like 2 month time span, or 3 month time span. We have Lucas Brown, who's tested positive. You know, we have Dillian White, who's tested positive. But these guys are revered. You know, these guys are looked at as like, you know, everybody was looking at Ortiz like, oh, well, Wilder needs to fight him anyway. The same shit they did with Povetkin. Wilder needs to fight him anyway. Wilder needs to fight Povetkin anyway. It wasn't even that much meldonium. It was legal in his system then. It was just sitting in his body waiting for, you know, since September when he took it and finally showed up in May. You know, it was just lingering around. Those type of things can happen. Ortiz, he never tested positive for anything. Those was just blood meds. I mean, those were just high blood pressure meds. Deontay Wilder's scared. I told him he wasn't going to fight him. This fight's never going to happen. I would doubt ever that this fight ever happens because Deontay Wilder is a coward. He doesn't fight tough competition. He only fights bums. And now Golovkin's like, oh, well, Canelo's a cheater. He cheated. He was probably juicing. He probably juiced in the first fight too. Just like, yo, like, I swear, man, I swear that. So the people that are clean get slammed and ridiculed. The people that are clean get slammed and ridiculed, and the people that are dirty, you know, the people that are dirty get a pass. The people that are proved dirty, the people that have tested dirty get a pass. But the people that are proved, tried and tested, they're proved, tried and tested as clean, they get slammed and ridiculed. Wilder gets slammed and ridiculed. Spence gets called out. Floyd Mayweather gets called out. The guy who literally pioneered it. The guy who pioneered it. The guy who turned down the richest fight in boxing history initially because the other fighter wouldn't take blood tests. This is Money Mayweather we're talking about. Money Mayweather. And he turns down the richest contract in history because the other fighter, Manny Pacquiao, would not take the blood testing. And Floyd gets ridiculed for it. Not Manny. Floyd gets ridiculed for it. So not the guy clean, not the guy testing clean, but the guy that moved up 8 divisions and brought his power with him until PED use was mentioned. And then when PED use was mentioned, mysteriously this guy hasn't knocked anybody out since. But, you know, whatever. Let's not say anything about Manny Pacquiao. Let's ridicule Floyd Mayweather. You know, let's not say anything about Alexander Povetkin, who tested positive, legitly tested positive twice. Legitly. Matter of fact, 3 times. Because both his A and B sample was tainted with meldonium. And then he tested positive again for Ostrin. So let's not say anything about Povetkin. Nothing. Matter of fact, let's move him into the mandatory position for another sanctioning body. Let's do that. But then let's ridicule and slam the clean fighter, Deontay Wilder. Let's ridicule and slam the guy that's doing it the correct way. You know, let's shit on him, the guy that's doing it the hard way. Coming up from nothing, from obscurity and fighting all challengers. Anybody willing, and calling out everybody. And willing to fight anybody that's willing to fight him. You know, let's slam that guy. Let's ridicule that guy. You know, let's talk shit about that guy. But the guy that cheated, let's not say nothing about him. Let's leave these guys alone. You know, let's leave them alone. The fuck is going on in my beloved boxing, man? The fuck is going on? Best fight the best boxing, man. I'm out.